Hello, everybody, and welcome to my text-based adventure game that I made all by myself in Visual Studio Code with the Python programming language. For those of you who don't know, a text-based adventure game is an older style of quote-unquote video game. Isn't much video involved because basically it's just text, where I guess you could say it's like reading a book, where it uses text to describe like what's around your character and what's going on, and then you interact with that by typing in little commands to tell your character what to do in response to this. So a while back, I had the idea of making a text-based adventure game that was based on uh the song "Actual Cannibal Shia Labeouf" or "Shia Labeouf Live" by Rob Cantor. Um, and that would have been done like when I was really, really early into programming, so it was very basic. Didn't have too many cool features, and so since it's been years since I made that initial one, I thought I would redo it, but this time with some more advanced techniques, such as the use of functions and the use of recursion when it comes to calling these functions, and a whole bunch of other things that I'm just going to demonstrate for you right now as I play some of this game myself. So I'm going to open up the terminal, and then I'm just going to run it, py module06.py, enter. All right, so the first thing it's going to do is ask me for my name, and I am just going to put my Steam username, which is AA Kakariko. Enter. All right, so now the game has officially begun. Welcome to Actual Cannibal Shia Labeouf, a text-based adventure game by yours truly, based on the song by Rob Cantor. A few things to keep in mind. Each choice requires only a 1 or 2 word input. So, to make things easy, any and all inputs that you would need for this game only require you to type in 1 or 2 words. And I have made sure to go into copious detail to ensure that all possible options are accounted for when it comes to whatever your average player could possibly think of as far as, being along the lines of any possible choice. And then you have unlimited chances to input something valid, thank goodness, because in the previous version of this, I think you only had like 2 chances and then you just get a bad ending anyways. So now that's not the case. You'll only get a bad ending if you just straight up make a wrong choice. And then lastly, if you're familiar with the original song, then you should do well. Thankfully, I am familiar with the original song, so I am sure I'm going to do just fine. So the first thing that happens, I'm not going to sit here and sing the whole song for you. You can look that up yourself. But basically, here's where the description of the game starts. You're walking in the woods. There's no one around. You feel a presence behind you. When writing this, I made sure to include basically all the lyrics from the original song, but also I took some liberties as far as like the segments like right here where you had to make choices, so that it could be very obvious, like, oh, it's time for me to make a choice right now. Okay, I feel a presence behind me. Well, in that case, let's turn around and see what that presence is. And what do you know? It's Shia LaBeouf. Okay, you can feel your fight or flight responses kicking in. Which one will you heed? So as he's charging towards me, I think I am going to fight back. I mean, he's a pretty scrawny guy. I'm sure I could take him. Wait. Oh no, it turns out I can't. Okay, so I just got to one of the bad endings where right here it says game over. And anytime you get a bad ending, I have made it so that it calls this little game over function right here to then essentially tell you that you can either type redo to return to the last choice you made, or just hit restart to start the game over from the beginning. In order to pull this off, I also had to basically pass in any of these like choice functions that I have labeled segment 1, segment 2, etc. into game over as an argument, so that the game over function could recall any choice that you could die on. So that being said, let's redo. And there we go. You can feel your flight or flight responses kicking in. I have successfully called the last choice that I died on. So apparently I am not fit enough to just fight Shia LaBeouf head on. So instead, let's run away. Okay. So for those of you who are familiar with the song, you managed to escape, but now you're in the dark woods again. You come across a cottage, and as you approach it, you get caught in a bear trap. I don't have much time to escape. What if I just do nothing? Okay, I apparently cannot do nothing right now. So anytime, so as you can see right now, I have constructed all these functions so that anytime you input something that isn't um, a valid choice, recursion just recalls that choice again, and it will do it an infinite amount of times until you do put something valid. Thank goodness. All right, so let's see. I'm caught in a bear trap, so let's try and open trap. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. But look at that, it is valid. Okay, so apparently I cannot open the trap, and Shia LaBeouf catches me, and I die anyways. All right, so once again, I've called game over. So now when I hit redo, it takes me back to when I'm back in the bear trap. I don't have much time to escape. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the song, what you actually are supposed to do is bite off your leg. So I am going to type here gnaw leg, and then boom, I escape, but now I have a bloody stump leg that I have to hobble around with. So now we make it to the next choice, and now that I've basically demonstrated what happens anytime you lose and what happens anytime you make an invalid choice, I'm just going to speed run the rest of this. So is it worth it? Yes. Will your stump leg allow you to carry such a weapon? Yes. All right, so at this point, I have successfully beaten the game, and at the very end, I have a little message that says, "Congratulations, player name," inputted from earlier. You've completed the game and escaped alive. So, in showing off this game, I have managed to demonstrate the use of functions within Python, the use of recursion to call a function again within another function, or have a function call itself over and over again. The use of global variables that are outside of functions that can in turn be called anytime within these functions, such as the name function, to later be called. And when I was playtesting this game with another player, we ran into a bug where sometimes if you get the good ending, the game continues, but back from a random point within main. And I have no clue why in the world that happened, so I decided to just do like the incredibly sketchy duct tape fix method of just changing this print statement to an exit statement, where now it just forces the program to stop anytime you get this good ending. So, yeah, now I've demonstrated this. For those of you who, want your Python functions to just end at a specific point, you can just have a print statement and call it exit instead. Oh yeah, and I've also demonstrated the use of conditionals regarding each of the choices and inputting things that are or are not valid. And as you could tell, literally for the first choice where you had to turn around and catch Shia LaBeouf behind you, I literally have so many different things it could possibly be. So many different ways to just say turn around. Because, well, you never know what your player might do when it comes to these text-based adventure games, you want to, make sure that your player is rewarded for at least having the right idea, even if the way in which they express it isn't necessarily the same as what you thought. And so I had decided to do the same for all the other choices as well, when it comes to both the correct and the incorrect choices. So that is my game. If any of you would like me to send this game to you myself, you can feel free to message me. And I believe included with this game is also a README file that has the YouTube link for the original song and its accompanying theatrical performance for those of you who have not seen it yet. But it's been a huge meme for a while, so I would honestly be surprised if anyone comes across this without hearing about that. That being said, thank you all very much, and I hope you all have a good day.